now, the most profitable miner in the world right now is probably one that you've never even heard of. It's called the VolcMiner D1. This mines Dogecoin. Hey, I'm Vosk, you're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. This is the VolcMiner D1. 17 gigahash a second, mining the script mining algorithm, right? That's Doge, Litecoin, and even that Animal Crossing money, VoskCoin. So, $39 a day in 24-hour realized revenue, 0.05 LTC, 177 Doge, and then 2.3 Bell. I've got my electricity cost down to 7 cents per kilowatt hour, which I'm really proud of, down from 10 cents and before that even up towards 12 cents. So this thing would only cost me $6.55 a day to run, allowing me to realize $32.66 in daily mining profitability. This is basically somewhere between the Elphapex Doge miners, which we've reviewed, the DG1 Plus in particular, and then as well as the Antminer L9. So I was doing a little bit of research on the VolcMiner, and I actually came across this video. As an English speaker, you get so just centered on I speak English, and that's the content, that's the only content I can consume, so that's all I know. But it was interesting, right? We see this guy, he's got his video, and there's a few other mining content creators that have talked about the VolcMiner. I've been a little busy, kind of got married, all that stuff. But the point though is, it was interesting to see this pop up. I have no relation or affiliation with Mining Center, but I was just skimming through the video and I wanted to see kind of what they had, how they'd break it down. And it was cool to see the comparison here, the hash rate, the power consumption, right? And then you're going to get the efficiency. And it's interesting to see how the L9 is a more efficient miner, but not by that much. But it's got a good bump in efficiency over the Elphapex miners. This can of course be easily seen on a lot of mining profitability calculators, right? We see the D1 edging out the AL1 in the most profitable miner in the world. By the way, I know I cry about how bad of a pickup my AL1 was, but let me just remind you real quick that instead of grabbing that AL1 when they were trading for $30,000 a machine, I could have basically just bought 4 L9s instead. So then instead of making $36 a day, or really $30 a day, I would be mining $120 of additional mining profitability, or an additional $90 of mining profitability over what I have now. Obviously things change, market this, that, whatever, but the bottom line is it makes me sad. So let's sort it with the only miners that matter for this video and the comparison of the VolcMiner D1. Let me remind you that I don't know VolcMiner. I have no affiliation with them. I've never talked to them. I don't know who they are. I do not vouch for them. I do not endorse them. And honestly, it may be a really bad experience if you grab one. So looking at the efficiency, right, it's coming in as the second most efficient Dogecoin miner in the world ever here. But what's astonishing is how many old Doge miners are pretty profitable with this big rise in Doge mining profitability. Even the mini Doge miners are earning much more than they're burning, right? We look at the mini Doge 3s, the mini Doge 3 Plus. It's clearing a good chunk over its electric consumption. The mini Doge 2 is, again, earning more than it's burning. So that's very good to see for the mini Doge buyers, users. But bringing it back here on focus and topic, right, we're looking at the big boy, the industrial grade ASIC miners, the big silver boxes with the attached power supply. They consume a lot of electricity. And it's also almost scary how much electric this thing consumes at 3,900 watts. These things are going to absolutely eat up circuits. It makes it difficult to deploy multiple miners. And you just have to make sure your infrastructure is set up for that. Watch our how to get started with ASIC mining video if you need to learn more about all of this, especially electricity, because it can help with your efficiency, which increases your profitability and above all your safety. Making 30 bucks a day doesn't mean shit if you burn your house down. So what do these things cost anyway, right? It's all this allure of it makes so much money. Well, for how much do I get into this thing? Super fast ROI. Well, that's quite a claim to make, Mr. VolcMiner. I believe this to be their official site. We've reached out to them, but I do not know. They have their miner listed here at 8160, and you can't try to buy it on the site. And honestly, I wouldn't send my money here anyway. It's too much risk versus too much reward. There is a miner reseller that we've worked with before, Jingle Mining. They have it listed on their site before shipping, 8,500. So you could look at effectively getting that thing for like $9,000 out the door. So $9,000, right? And I recently picked up a Antminer L9 from Coin Mining Central. How much could I get an Antminer L9 for? Maybe this is why these have come down pretty significantly in price for future batches. I think that these prices are going to quickly adjust though, because it's so profitable to mine Dogecoin right now. I can get a miner that is better from a bigger brand that would be easy to warranty, it would be easier to immerse, it would be easier. I want this way more than this no-name miner I've never heard of. From where the hell is it even coming from? Also cheaper, $2,000 cheaper. But that's a January batch. What about right now? Basically same price. December batch, basically the price that they have on their website. So while the VolcMiner may be the best when you just look at that profit number, the risk versus reward make no sense to me at all. Furthermore, I'd rather have a Bitmain Antminer than these other ones. I have to warranty miners all the time, and it's easy to warranty Bitmain miners. I'm not saying that I'm happy to be doing it, but it is easy, right? So, and by the way, we have an affiliate link with Jingle Mining, but we also have an affiliate link and the best discount code in the world with Coin Mining Central. It's code VoskCoin. Please consider supporting the channel and our content by grabbing one of these through them and using our code to support yourself to save some coin there. I bring all of this up, right? It's very seriously because I am buying L9s instead of the VolcMiner. It's a better value, it's higher efficiency, which means it earns more than it burns, comparing the actual mining profitability with the electric consumption there. The only place that this miner beats it, right, is going to be just straight density, because it's basically seemingly overclocked from the factory. And some people are like, well, you just want us to use a reseller so you get a cut. Go ahead and try to order an L9 from Bitmain. 1, they're sold out right now. 2, you're going to be paying thousands of additional dollars. And then 3, you're going to be hit with huge tariffs. So there's a very mutually beneficial relationship between me, a very good reseller like CMC, and then hopefully you, the subscriber, enjoyer, user of the content. So I bring that up very seriously because I'm not here to pimp referral links, but that stuff is a key revenue stream that helps us make new content all day, every day, and employ our team. This operation has become much more than me, and it helps me make better content and more content than I ever could have made as a one-man band. In other news on how I'm pushing further into Doge, I'm using Unminable because NiceHash kicked me off because I don't want a KYC, and I'm using my Caspa miners here to basically systematically dump it right into Dogecoin. I've been doing this for a little while. I'm going to be getting a lot less coin now because Doge is pumping, but that's fine. I'm pretty excited to expand my Doge holdings there. I think we've got a long way to run. Of course, there's all the triple mining stuff, right? And let me just kind of put that into perspective here. Doge over the last 24 hours put out $2.5 million of coin. Then Bells and Litecoin put out over $250,000 each, so over $3 million have been produced or emitted, right, to Doge miners just in the last 24 hours. The only cryptocurrency that's putting out more coin than that for miners is Bitcoin, right? It's hard to compare those two. Caspa is slumping big time, right? I mean, there is more than 3 times the mining profitability for Doge miners right now compared to Caspa miners. Yeah, something to think about, Dennis. Given the level of success that Elphapex was able to achieve, and now the VolcMiner actually pushing Bitmain out of the most powerful script miner, or basically tying it, Bitmain is really slinging the 16 gigahash model much more than the 17 gigahash model, if you didn't know that. I think that we're going to see already, it's basically surprising. I think we're already going to see like a Bitmain Antminer L9 Plus pretty soon. Whether they bump up the power usage, whether they have a bit of a better chip design already in their back pocket, I think that they're not going to want to have these competitors so close in performance, profitability, efficiency. Their business is literally there to bury their competitors. And sometimes that is at the end user, us, expense, because They could just go and try to make as many L9s as they possibly can, or L9 pluses, or whatever you want to call it. And they end up, because they have the best efficiency, being the only miners that can turn a profit. But that will make things like the L7 obsolete if they do that. They may not even have the manufacturing capability to do that right now. That's one of the big benefits of Doge mining, is just how established it is. It's an old coin, right? The hash rate has been going up for many, many years. Back in the beginning of 2022, the hash rate was, let's call it 400 terahash a second. It's only tripled since then. It's probably going to double over the next year. To put that into perspective, like, what does it look like as a Caspa miner? It's basically 21x in network hash rate over the last year, right? Just the last year. I went all the way back to the beginning of January 2022 to try to make this a little bit more of a leveled playing field. And then Doge emission hasn't gone down, for better and worse. Caspa continues to have their monthly reductions in coin emission. And don't take this the wrong way. I'm not a Caspa hater. It's just always like Caspa mining, Caspa mining, Caspa miner, Caspa miner. And I think a gem has been, sitting here right in our face for a long time, just a good old boy, right? And that's exactly what Dogecoin is. And you want to see a good girl, that's going to be Tails. We're in 10 seconds of Tails on every video. She's our resident Dogecoin. I had her before I got into cryptocurrency. She's my beautiful pup. And we run 10 seconds of Tails on every video. Shiba Inus are incredible breeds, but they're highly intelligent, they're active, and you need to be incredible yourself if you're going to end up picking up one of these dogs. Otherwise, you're just going to let it down. And while I'm on the topic of giving advice, I advise you to subscribe to the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you will, and I hope to see you in the next video as well.